Welcome back to a new episode of Rock On Studio Live. My name is Elwood, and thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Hope you're staying safe and staying healthy and staying sane, to be honest with you. Before we get in today's episode, I just want to send out my condolences and my love to the rock and metal community. Power Trip frontman Riley Gale passed away. He was just 35 years old. So rest in power, thrash in peace, my friend. My guest on today's show is somebody that I've known for many, many years and probably seen in concert more than any other band. He's been inspiring people in the rock and metal community for over 20 years. They got a brand new record coming out in October, and he's by far one of the nicest, most sincere, and humble guys you will ever meet in rock. And I can't wait to jump into this conversation. Joining me in the Rock On Studio Live right now, Lajon Witherspoon of Sevendust. Welcome to the show, my friend. How's it going, LJ?
What's up, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for such a awesome introduction. And this Zoom thing, let me tell you guys out there, this is the coolest one I've done this whole quarantine. The coolest one I've ever done. You got me on the screen and it says you're backstage on the Zoom. I've never been backstage on a Zoom. I was like, this is great, man. Where's the lighter at? I need some Jaeger and a shot.
I'm not giving you that. Times are tough, all right? Revenue is rough right now. We're doing our best.
That's great. Hey, man, it's great to see you. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Well, first off, I just got to say, hope you're staying healthy and congratulations. I think your family's getting bigger, huh?
Yes, man. During this crazy time in this world, it seemed like everything happened overnight. I normally would be gone on the road. And so I guess daddy being home, we got very lucky. We're not partying around here like it's 1999 or anything, but we got blessed enough to be expecting a beautiful new baby in February. So we're excited about that.
Well, congratulations, man.
Thanks.
And you're not the only one. I got multiple friends that are getting pregnant and having babies during all this craziness. So,
yes.
Hey, at least there's love in the air. It could be better.
It's the last one. My wife said, cut it off. No, we're not that. We'll tie it off. So sounds better. Wait a minute.
Over 20 years and the 13th album coming out. How crazy is that? Just to say, man, Blood and Stone coming out on October 23rd. You finished that record before all this happened, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We were lucky enough to have been in the studio and be creative and have this outlet to have the album. And unfortunately, what happened in the world pushed the album back. But, it's going to come out October 23rd. So we hope everyone gets to enjoy it. And it's really important.
It's very important. Now, when you finished the record and all this went down, to be honest, did you guys get together and say, let's push this back? Was there original date? Was it something you guys decided, let's wait this out and see if maybe we could tour?
Absolutely. All the things you just said, everything was said in conversations with the band. We thought was going to come out. We thought we were going to be touring by now, all that stuff. So with that all being said, we had to push the album back to see what was going to go on in the world. And during all that time, and how ironic the words to that song are kind of fitting with what's going on in the world today. And so we said, we think it'd be cool to put that out before the album. So we were able to do that. And hopefully for me, I feel like, growing up, listening to music, different songs put me in a state that I still remember the day that I heard it, or the time, the summer, the car ride, the girlfriend, the hanging out, the first time smoking or whatever. I would love for this song or this album, when it comes out too, to remind us of a time where we were having a hard time, but we're getting through it and we're going to get back to a regular state at some point in time.
When was the last time you weren't on the road for this long? I feel like Sevendust has been like, you've been pounding the pavement for years and now you're sitting home, man.
It's never been like this before, ever in our entire career. It's never been like this. So man, on a happy note about it, I've taken advantage of being daddy, being a husband to my wife, being able to be here, teaching the kids hands-on. I got a garden outside on my deck. It's just, doing real things. I go to the farmhouse and I've still been working on my solo stuff on the side. And it's just been great. Everyone in the band's been able to have their time to be with their families and work on their solo projects and whatever projects they're working on. So it's, it's something that we're not used to. So we've taken advantage of that, definitely. But I cannot wait to get back out on the road, when it's safe, when it's the right time, when we all can be, when we can leave a concert and not feel like we're not going to make it to the next one. So,
Hey, I've been in some of your pits. Sometimes I feel like I ain't gonna make it to the next concert either.
That's awesome. Those were the days.
Those are the, I'm telling you, people always ask me like, when was the first concert you got into? And I'm a Jersey boy, so I grew up in the Stone
Yes.
Pony.
What's
So it was,
up, baby?
yeah, it was the Deftones, it was Sevendust, it was Blood for Blood, it was
Yeah.
BOD, it was E Town Concrete. It was like that,
Wow.
That's what I grew up with. So you, as you know, Head PE and God, I can go
Man,
on and on and on with
we
all the
were rolling
bands.
through that town so much. I love the Stone Pony and all you guys are family with us, you know. I mean, we've grown up together, so it's really cool to see what you're doing and help letting us still have this voice. You know, radio is incredible. I think music is a healer, and I really appreciate you doing what you do and keeping us together. This is great. But look at this. I mean, you were talking about bands that we grew up playing with, and the scene, the Stone Pony, and all that era. I just remember it like it was yesterday. I wish that we could get back to those times again, man.
But I feel like we are at the same time. I mean, LJ, there has been a huge resurgence in 90s and 2000s rock taking back over again. These bands are celebrating 20th anniversaries. Papa Roach's Incest and
Yeah.
Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. Korn is still headlining amphitheaters. I mean, these are all the guys that you regularly hung out with and festivals and everything.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's so cool to see you guys back. I mean, look at the songs you gave us: Face to Face, Denial, Black, Bitch. I mean, I could go on and on. These songs are, can I say classic? Does that make you feel
Yes.
old if I say
No,
classic
no,
hard
no.
rock?
I'm secure with the age that I am now. I love it, man. It's crazy. You know, once we were able, back in the day when we were able to go to restaurants and stuff and had the jukebox thing, it was so funny. Now in our life and our career, there was like 100 and something songs from us on this. I'm like, what in the world have we been doing? What a blessing to think back. You would never, I would never look at the catalog like that. You know what I mean? I'm just not that type of guy. But it's so funny to go in this restaurant or restaurants and push Sevendust and you see these songs and it's like, oh my God, we've been so lucky to be able to put out this music. And you know how crazy the music industry is. You know, you see a band one time and one day and then the next day they're gone. And like you said, these bands are coming out and they're headlining and we're together and music is just, it's great. And it's a great time for us all, man. I think as long as you stay true to yourself. There's a lot of groups out there, but there's not very many bands. And people you're talking about are people that have bands. And that's why I think they're coming back and they're bigger because they're a band.
I got to ask you this. So the powerful Soundgarden cover is unbelievably done. And I read a quote from you that said, when the producer brought it to you and said, hey, we're going to cover this. And you looked at him and said, who's going to sing this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was that like taking on Chris Cornell vocals?
Ridiculous. I couldn't sleep for a week. I pushed it back to the very last song of the album. I definitely felt like my body was resonating with the music, which is a good thing. At a certain point, whenever I'm doing an album, the vocals, I like to bang it out, and I feel strong, and I keep going. And I felt like I was at that point. And when Elvis brought that, Elvis Bassett, our producer, I feel like he's a member of the band, as hosts his team. And he said, "What about this song?" I was like, "That's great. Any Chris Cornell, Soundgarden's all been great, but yeah, who's gonna sing it?" And everyone laughed. He said, "You," and I'm like, "Not me." And how can you compare, fit the shoes? And then I had to stop thinking that way. I had to think, and I had to say to myself, "I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to do it the way that I do it. I'm going to put LJ on it. I'm going to sing it the way I sing it, and Sevendust is going to do it the way we do it." And I hope that we pay the best tribute to someone I feel is a legend. That definitely is an incredible influence on the rock community, the music community, period. And so that's what I did, man. And I hope everyone understands it. And it was really a pleasure to sing, to be a part of the song, to get feedback from the Soundgarden camp, and just wow, how cool, to be able to bring that song back and to keep his legacy going on. And I, like I said before, ironically, the song kind of fits what's going on in the world today too. So hope everyone understands that.
It's so awesome, man. You got to admit, during the quarantine, we've seen some great covers. We've seen collaborations of different band members getting together to do covers you wouldn't expect and do.
Yeah.
So that's the one really good thing we're coming out of it. But I loved how you said when a band does a cover song, you got to make it your own. You know,
Oh yeah.
Weezer came out with the ABBA song, and everyone thought that was a Weezer song because
Right.
it was Africa. They just copied it exactly. They
Right.
didn't change it. They didn't do another. Like, here's a cover. It's like you just
Right.
re-recorded it. That's all you did. You
Right.
didn't make it your own. So
Right.
it's really cool that you made that point. Like, to not try to be another artist, be yourself and take the song how you would put it into your
I
own
think,
words.
yeah, I think you said it. You said it perfect. That's right, man. Because if the song has meaning and it's you already know it has meaning. I feel like you don't have the best voice in the world, man. As long as you have conviction, people are going to understand it. They're going to feel it. You know, you could be a guy on a homeless guy on the street could have the prettiest, best voice or woman that you've ever heard in the world. You know why? It's because the words that are coming out of their mouth, they have the pain, they have the conviction. They can be singing about something, you know, whatever, but they've gone through it. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to do with any songs that we write. We believe what we're writing, you know, and so we have conviction in it. So that's what I went to the table with everything.
LJ Witherspoon, Lajon with me right now. New album from Sevendust, The Magic number 13,
Oh
coming
my
out on,
God.
on October 23rd, entitled Blood and Stone. They have the new radio single right now, The Day I Tried to Live, from Soundgarden. You can request that at rock radio stations all across the country. If they're not playing it as much as they should be, well, give them a call, hit them up on Facebook and socials, and say, I want to hear that new Sevendust. So do we got anything sweet planned? There would usually be a big record release party. We'd have friends in town for the show, October 23rd. What do we do? What do we do then with the new record?
That would be awesome if we did that. We would definitely get shut down. Some people would go to jail. All that stuff. Power would get turned out. All of that. First song again. So, you know what we do now is, man, we're in the making of trying to do one of those streaming shows, which I think is so weird. They're gonna make it right for us, but I feel like if that's the avenue that we have to go down right now for our I don't like to say fans, but our family to see us, man, then that's what we're gonna do, and it's in the making. We're gonna try to make that happen, and hopefully after that we'll be able to get back to some kind of capacity. If everyone wears their mask and stop partying like Spring Break '99 out there, we could get back to work, you know, because if I look at it like, you know, if anybody's going to be the last people to get together, it's going to be at a concert at this point, because that's the closest proximity when, you know, you do something like that. We're all like this, you know, so
we're all family. We've shared beers with people. Hey, share joints with people next to you. I don't even know who you are. I'll take that.
We can't do that, man. I'm saying, listen, we might as well all just get astronaut suits and some kind of safe and make sure we get it passed and go to a concert like that and just rock it out, man.
What they say when all this thing started, if you've been to a metal show, you can't get COVID. If you used a porta potty at one of those festivals, you can't get it.
I believe it, man. I definitely have gone in a few of those and turned right back around. I've actually not made it in. I got a real bad gag reflex when it comes to porta potties. So you just brought back some road memories that I don't. Woo! We might cancel the show if it's a porta potty.
You lucky you got the bus in the high class green room. You got the top floor green room.
You can't go number 2 on the bus though, so that's one good thing too.
That's gotten people kicked out of bands. I think I've seen stories where people like, we kicked him out of the band simply because he shit on the bus, and you know the rules, man.
Oh my God, I could tell a story right now about somebody that came on our bus and left a pair of, what do you call it, shart when you shart
underwear.
Yeah, their underwear, and they left. And
they left it on the bus.
They tried to flush it and not act like they did it. And our bus driver is like the owner of the company. He's really cool. He drives Sevendust, and he gets back, and you know he does all the maintenance on the bus, and he says, hey, LJ, he's Australian. He said, I did the accent. LJ, I don't know if I did it right. All my accents are weird. They all sound the same. But he's like, LJ, come outside, and he's kind of laughing. He has a stick, and he's like, do you know who these belong to? And it's a pair of spandex American flag underwear with a duty trail in it. And he's like, and I said, I know exactly who those are. He's sponsored by him. I can't believe he did that. How do I tell him that this has happened? He's like, I'm going to tell you, just in case we don't want to hurt his feelings or anything, I'm going to call his bus driver and ask him, does he have these kind of underwear? This went to but anyway, I forgot about it. And I found out that the guy that did it told another friend of mine, the singer from Raw, and said, hey, man, I know you're working with LJ, but I got something to tell you. Don't you ever tell him. And I had already told Sahaj about the story. And he's like, I can't believe that this is the guy that's telling me that he dumped accidentally his underwear and flushed on the Sevendust bus. Can't believe it. I'm going to let it out, but I ain't going to let it out right now. But I will let it out. He knows, if he's listening, he knows what I'm talking about. Can't believe you did that, man.
That's cold.
Cool, they were
That's
cool
cold.
with
In a sponsor. That's what he's thinking. I'm sponsored. I can get another one of these. I just threw it out.
I'm sure it didn't think it was going to clog up our toilet, but guess what? It did. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're the best. New Sevendust record, Blood and Stone, out October 23rd. Keep an eye out for a live streaming event like you've never seen before with the boys, continuing to support the brand new single of the Soundgarden cover, The Day I Tried to Live. And then we'll get ready to get you guys back on the road. You know what I love about you, man? Freak, a guy I work with, messaged me this morning. He said, tell LJ I said hello. He played a Christmas show for us once. It was snowing sideways. We were in Glendale Heights. It was 6 a.m. We were drunk, Jägermeister and all. And he said, he's seriously the nicest guy in the world. LJ, every single person that meets you or sees a Sevendust show walks away saying that band never disappoints and he is the nicest guy, man.
Thanks,
and
man.
that's true.
Tell Freak I said, look, man, you know what? I'm not a nice guy. I'm an asshole, but
no, you're not. You can't even fake it. You can't even fake it.
You know, honestly, why be rude? I feel like we've been put in this position. You being a DJ, doing your thing, me being a singer and doing my thing. We're blessed to be able to communicate and share music, that we bring each other together. Music, if anything, that's something that brings people together. If we didn't have music right now, this world would be even crazier than it is right now. If we didn't have radio and at least something to break the monotony of, oh my God, I can't watch the news anymore today because ain't nothing good coming out of it. And this douchebag over here, what are we going to do about this one? And what are we going to do about, you know, it's just like music is definitely something that I will always go to. And so thank you again for doing what you do, man. So yeah.
In the rock and metal community, through all the craziness going on in the world and the civil unrest and everything that's going on.
Crazy. Can you believe that it's still, I mean, it's just, people should be ashamed of themselves that we've allowed it to get to this point in our lives. Bottom line, you know, right from wrong. And I just wish that one day we can get to it to be the right way. I ain't trying to hang out with somebody that don't like me. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go to a Klan rally. No, don't worry about that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I just want people to be treated equally and for it to be even all the way down, you know? So, and love, man, love conquers all. I'm a true believer in that, no matter what. I don't care. You always have the trolls out there that say different things, but at the bottom line, we all know right from wrong.
And you've been doing this for over 20 years. You've been in the rock, you've been in the hard rock community. And I know there's always going to be a few. They're always going to be there. Dicks, there's just no way getting around assholes. They're just going to be there, you know? But I feel like the rock and metal world, from festivals for years, from concerts, from hanging out with bands, there is so much love. And I feel like people don't realize that in the heavy metal and rock world, how much love there is and how much people try to take care of each other. You know?
Oh, absolutely. I said, I did an interview with Full Metal Jackie. God bless her soul. We've known her like for a million years. WSOU. I'm getting ready to say
another Jersey girl right there, baby.
So we all grew up together, and I did this interview with her, and I talked about, you know, what was going on in the metal community, and I felt like it's love, and I don't see a lot of racism, and I you know, people are like, you crazy, man. Yeah, I'm like, well, no, I don't. Not in the 20-something years. Now, maybe before, a couple of times as a young man, you went to a town and you might have saw a couple of knuckleheads doing something racist, but after 20-something years, I think that people know that Sevendust has a black dude singing in the band. So if you don't like that, you might necessarily not come to the show. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry if people didn't understand what I was saying. I said there is racism, but I feel like 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be at our show if you're like, I hate LJ. Oh, man. I like that song. Oh, close your eyes. Close. You know, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. So God. I just feel like, man, we've grown up in this, and we've been lucky enough to pass these towns and have people that are not ignorant come to our concerts, if that makes sense. The people that have the love, that don't judge. And so that's what I've been lucky and blessed enough when I say that I'm in the community, and that's been my experience, my personal experience. So and I mean it when I say that I'll continue to fly that flag of equality and love and peace, and music brings us together. And I hope that one day that everyone will understand that, and we can get to that page again. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think at this point that they know I'm a black dude in the band. What's up? If you don't,
what?
You been liking this long?
LJ from Sevendust joining us in Rock On Studio Live. Remember, guys, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more coming up. We're going to be live with the U from Mongolia tomorrow. I don't think I've ever done with somebody from Mongolia.
Will you tell them, brothers, that I love that band?
Mm-hmm. I have to tell an interpreter who's going to tell them. That's the first time I'm ever doing an interview like that.
Jacoby got to do a song with him. Why can't a brother? Come on, man. Get me in there. I'll be playing one of them things too. I'll jam.
I'll tell them tomorrow. I'll tell the interpreter to tell them that we want LJ on a track.
I have nothing but respect for that band. I really dig what they're doing, man. What a very interesting sound. I love this. Is a person funny. One of the cars I ride, I got a real cool system in it. And anytime that's on, I love when I happen to come through the neighborhood and I'm rocking that. And people in the neighborhood are like, what is going on? I'm like, that's what's going on.
So that's going to be a fun one tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel, get the reminders. And remember, when Sevendust gets back on the road, I highly suggest taking advantage of some of their great VIP packages. I mean, they do drum tutorials. You get to meet the whole band. You get a sound check party, really bringing you one-on-one experience with Sevendust. So once they get back out there, highly suggest taking advantage of those VIP packages because they're always memories you will never forget. And LJ, come on, how do you not want to meet this guy? I don't know if we're going to be high-fiving at that point. They're saying the handshake is done. It might just be an elbow bump. You'll get something out of it.
Can you believe what are we living in? This is like a sci-fi horror flick that we live in all of a sudden, man. That, you know, you think about that. They're saying, no, we can't shake hands. It's been so crazy for us. Like I said, I've enjoyed being at home, but we hadn't been to a restaurant like to sit down for over 6 months as a family. And I looked at the wife and I said, you know, all these people that have to go to the restaurant and have to sit in them, and we go past places that we don't go to anymore. And I'm like, you know, it's like, when was the last time we were at a restaurant and the table beside us, we were like, oh, it's so great to see you. We sat down and talked to them. We saw this other people over here. You don't talk to anybody when you go out to dinner.
You just look the other way. You just look at, it's sad. It's really sad.
Get home and eat. Go pick it up curbside and take it back to the house.
All right, well, request that new single, man. We can't wait to hear the record. October 23rd, get your pre-orders now. They got some special bundles you can get. Blood and Stone, 13th album from one of the greatest bands that has ever been around, and that is Sevendust. 20-plus years on the road. My name is Elwood. That's Lajon Witherspoon, and this is another episode of Rock On Studio Live. Stay safe.
Be careful, man. God bless you guys.